YouTube, how's it freaking going? Welcome back to another video. I wasn't sure if I had the mic on there, that's why I did a little glance down. Hope you guys are having a blessed day. Today is Wednesday, which means it's hump day. We are halfway through the week after today. And you know what, guys? I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you do not feel the way that you feel on a Friday night, on a Monday, or any other day of the week, then you are doing wrong. I had a little conversation with my mom this morning, and you know, it's about noticing your wrongdoings, but I was talking to her and I was a little bit complaining about how it's a beautiful day today, it was a beautiful day yesterday, but the weekend isn't as beautiful. The reality of it is, what is the difference between the weekend and these 2 days? Perhaps my commitment to work and not having that accessibility to do whatever it is I'd want to do. But the reality of it is, I am still alive, I am still breathing, and I have the ability to enjoy the day. It's all about a choice and a mental thought process. And I won't lie to you guys, it does help to do something to better yourself and focus on your goals and do what you need to do every day to achieve your goals, because then the day is more fulfilling. But your boy was not motivated this morning, and I'm going to say something to you guys because you need to hear it. If you feel like quitting, look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, do I want this or do I want this? And only you can know the difference between those two, because there's things that you want, but there's things that you want. And I have to emphasize that because you only have one shot at life, you know? And I'll put it into a perspective. You might want an Xbox or a PS5 or whatever is out now, and that's your want. But you would like to go do the things, like, for example, if you're playing, I don't know, like some sort of a travel game and you're doing Bali or whatnot, or you're in Bali, you want to do that. That's what you want to do. And you got to do what you need to do to achieve that. And you guys got to figure out what it is you want and get very specific about it so you know what you need to do to get there. But ask yourself that question, because I won't lie, I'm human and everyone experiences those doubt and those negative thoughts. But you just have to ignore it and still do the things that you need to do, because you will find a sense of comfort in doing those things. So just remember that, guys. Also, like to mention, we got a pretty bomb fucking parking spot today. It's been a while since I've had the ability, or not the ability, but the opportunity, I guess you could say, or the luxury, that's the word, the luxury to get this parking spot, because I'm like 2 steps away from the entrance of the gym. So it's a blessing and it's a beautiful day. So I'm very excited to enjoy the day and do the things I need to do. And obviously the sun's going to put a smile on my face, but I don't want to chit chat for too long. Without further ado, it's freaking gym time. You know, I don't think we mentioned what day it is today. We're gonna be hitting I was going to say arms, but we're hitting shoulders and abs. So abs is something I haven't hit in a little bit. So I am excited to get it, but I already know that I want to hit it hard enough to where I'm going to be feeling it tomorrow and we have a bit of a problem get out of bed. It's always one of the best feelings, right? Especially your abs. But like having that ab fucking soreness the next day fucking sucks. You know, you're sitting and shit. I remember the first time I ever worked out abs. The day after, I felt like I was dying. That's just because I didn't know what the soreness was all about, right? When you get more used to it and experience it throughout your body. But the first exercise we're gonna do, which is one exercise that I wouldn't say I neglected, but I definitely should have encompassed in the impetus strength, because if I was only at one ab exercise for the rest of time, it would be this exercise, which is a hanging leg raise, right? So hanging leg raise is very good to hit the midsection of your core. And I also wanna touch upon something that I was hitting obliques when I was doing the impetus strength. However, I don't really think hitting obliques is very fucking important, and just in general, it's kind of counterintuitive, because majority of the time you're trying to get a V taper, right? And your obliques, for people that don't know, are the sides of your abs, right? Which, when you hit a muscle and you exercise on a muscle and you make it fatigue, it grows, it gets bigger, right? So I mean, if I keep hitting obliques and hit obliques hard, my obliques are gonna get big and I'm gonna lose that V taper that everyone freaking wants. So I won't say I'm neglecting it, but I'm definitely not gonna hit it as hard as I have been, because Roman twist, or whatever you wanna call them, Russian twist, whatever you guys call them, hits your obliques. And I mean, I'm not gonna like stray away from that, but I'm definitely not gonna hit it today, and I'll hit it like probably every other week, because again, I don't want massive fucking obliques. There's a lot of movements that hit your obliques that are, you know, more focusing on the center portion of your abs rather than the sides, but still works them, because it's a, what do you call it, compound movement. I think plank's one of them, might be wrong, but We'll probably throw in some planks today. We're gonna have to see how we're feeling. Remember, it is shoulders and abs, and leg raises. Gonna do this for 5 sets. Really want to fatigue myself. Like I said, this is the ultimate ab exercise in my gym dictionary or whatever, gym philosophy. And I think Chris Bumstead said this is one of the ones he would do too, because you guys haven't watched Modern Wisdom. That's a fucking phenomenal podcast to watch. But in that, he asks bodybuilders and stuff, what's 10 exercises? If you could only do 10 exercises for the rest of life, what are those 10? And one of them, I believe, Chris Bumstead says is a leg raise. And I mean, Chris Bumstead is definitely someone to look up to. He's fucking massive. And I mean, obviously steroids, but still, you gotta have that work ethic. And training for a long duration of time is gonna make you learn a thing or two. So I mean, we're just gonna implement it, learn from the best, right? Let's get this shit right away done. See, the name of the game is to avoid swinging on this movement. We're gonna do 10 reps for 5 sets, limited rest in between, especially when I'm by myself, and make sure that I'm timing the rest and just getting it fucking done, because that is what we're trying to do. But let's get this shit done. All right, we finished off the 5 sets of the leg raises there. I will say, I don't know if I mentioned, well, I didn't mention it. You guys want to avoid swinging, right? Because when you're swinging, you're not using your abs, you're using momentum. And the whole name of the game with that is to work your abs to the best of the ability you can, right? And by using momentum in any movement, you're mitigating the amount of muscle usage you are actually using, right? Because when I'm swinging, I'm using the momentum to get my legs up. So I want to make sure I'm doing it slow, and if I find myself swinging back a bit, I'll literally step down and let myself get fixated again and then continue. But remember, you want to use your core to control yourself. That's where you really get the gains from, is by controlling yourself. And also it gets your stabilizer muscles better too, right? Because then you'll be able to stabilize a lot better on the deadlift, or not necessarily, yeah, I guess the deadlift, but more so with squats and overhead presses. But I don't want to hit abs for too long today. So we're gonna do a drop set now of cable crunches. Now, when you're doing cable crunches, you don't want to use your arms, okay? I'm just holding onto the rope and just coming down. Because sometimes what will happen is people start to fatigue and then they'll start using their arms to pull it down. But we're trying to hit our abs, not our arms. So it's definitely more, I guess this is a bit more of an advanced movement because you do have that ability to do that using your arms. So you want to really just make sure you're thinking about your abs and making sure that you are using your abs, which plays again into what I always say about how majority of lifting is mental, right? So you want to think about the muscle being worked and then make sure that that is the muscle being worked and you're not using other muscles to compensate. And you're not going to be able to dictate that unless you're actually paying attention to it. We're going to be doing 3 drops here, 12 reps each. First set I did 15, but I did a lighter weight. And I won't lie, my head was fucked. I had a big ass head rush. Blood was flowing, but we're going to get right into this. You can use something to put on your knees, man. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to hurt my knees. I don't mind personally, but if you guys do have issues with being on hard surfaces, use a mat. It doesn't do anything to the exercise. It just makes it more comfortable for you. And at the end of the day, we don't want to injure ourselves, and you could injure yourself with your knees on here, but we're gonna get right into this. 12 reps of each. Right away, we're gonna drop. I'm already sweating up a fucking storm. Only 2 exercises in. Whew. The glasses are falling off. Let's go, 3 more. Last drop. So typically at this point is when you would use your arms to compensate because your abs are fatigued. So you really got to make sure you're paying attention now. Wow, give this superstar drop set a try. It's actually my first time ever doing this as a drop set. Not really a specific exercise that I do for my abs, but definitely want to encompass more than anything though the leg raises. Get better at it, work on it, because again, the swinging takes away from the exercise itself. Similarly with this, when you're using your arms to pull the cable or the rope down, you're mitigating the amount of usage of your abs. At the end of the day, we're trying to hit abs, not arms. So we got one more set of this, let's get it done. All right, so we're gonna work into shoulders now. I do think that's gonna finalize what we do for abs. I'm feeling satisfied with the two movements. Of course, it's all about the input, guys. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality, right? So I don't need to do 1,000 freaking ab movements and all that shit. It's about making every set count. And definitely adding drop sets, man, it makes it very good, right? And you know, I'm just trying to hit the middle portion of my abs, not the oblique portion. And so both of these movements do so. I mean, I could throw in a plank or whatnot, but to be fair, I want to kind of not do a plank today. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've been doing a lot of planks and I want that variety element. And definitely next week I'll go into the plank and go in real strong. Go for a little new record there with the time, because it's been a while since I've actually tried to see how long I can hold a plank for. And definitely something to challenge yourself and look at ways to challenge yourself. But we're going to do some shoulder movements. I always personally like starting off shoulders with a cable face pull. I just think it's one of the best ways to open up my shoulders. It's a great way to warm up. A lot of people do, you know, bands or whatnot and do this sort of stuff, which I also do as well. But I definitely like doing the cable movement because I can add the weight and stuff like that. But you know how we are, man. We're not gonna just do one exercise. We're gonna superset this. So we're gonna do the face pulls and then we're gonna go right into a easy bar pull up, I think. Forgetting the name there, upright row. Upright row. So that's gonna hit more of the trap muscles and stuff. I don't care to do shrugs today because I ain't gonna lie to you guys, if you missed it, back day domination, I hit traps on that day with Jalon, and we did a drop set with the shrug machine, and my traps are still sore. And as I said yesterday, you gotta make sure that you're allowing your muscles to recover, because recovering and resting your muscles is what creates the gains, right? You're tearing your muscles, they cannot fill in the gaps, right? Without the protein and all that sort of stuff, if you're not recovering and resting correctly. So obviously listen to your body, and more so, my wrist is feeling better. It's feeling a little bit better today, so I'm not gonna get it checked out. As I was saying yesterday, it was sore and I had to stop the workout a little early because of being fatigued. But again, you gotta listen to your body, and if you need to do things like that, don't worry about it, because at the end of the day, you only have one body, right? We're not trying to injure it and mitigate the amount of time that we're actually able to be in the gym because of some misconstrued element in our mind that we want to work out through our fucking pain. I'm pretty sure I heard a story that someone was working out and they had like back pain and they popped painkillers to do deadlifts. And that's just so stupid. You know what I mean? You gotta listen to your body. You're injuring your body. When you're working out, you are doing stress to your body. You are putting your body in a state of being able to be injured and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, you gotta recover, all right? I can't stress that enough. We're gonna get this shit started. Choosing a weight that I could do for 12 reps, but of course, when I say 12 reps, I'm doing 12 reps, and if I could do it, I'm gonna increase to, if I could do 12 reps comfortably, I'm gonna try for 15. If I could do that, then you need to up the weight, right? Because if you're not fatigued after your set, you're not doing right. And even though we're doing a superset, both of the exercises should put me close to failure, right? I don't wanna have one exercise that's easy and then go to the next one and bang it out and not be able to do the full reps. You know, like, sure, that's good, but at the end of the day, they're both two different movements and should be considered as such, but we're doing them simultaneously without a rest. So enough chit chat, let's get this done. So I did 15, that means I gotta up the weight, but we're gonna go right into the next exercise. Wow, traps are definitely feeling it. Still, like I said, fatigue from the back day domination video and workout, but I'm gonna get this shit done. We're doing 4 sets, 12 reps of each. Because I was able to do 15 on the face pulls, I'm gonna up the weight, because that is the name of the game, to get close to failure. On this one, I was feeling good. Like I said, the traps are sore, so they are very fatigued, and upping the weight would definitely make them even more fatigued, because that 12 reps was a struggle. But 2 more sets of this, let's get it done. Took a couple tries to set up the camera there, but we finished off the superset, and I did progressively increase the weight on the face pulls there. But I definitely want to say that you should be controlling the weight and getting that full stretch, right? And if you're finding it's comfortable to do any exercise, that is not the objective. The objective is to chase discomfort, because when you're in a discomfort state, that's when you're going to see the most gains. And that applies in all elements of life, to be fair. You know, when you push out of your comfort zone, that's when you discover new things, and that's when you discover who you truly are and stuff like that. So it's similarly with the gym, man. You're not going to see gains if you're doing a weight and you're comfortably banging it out, and then you're like a little fatigued, but you're not super fatigued to the point where you can't do more reps, because again, name of the game is to get close to failure, right? So if you could do 15 reps when you're supposed to do 12, that's a good indicator you need to increase the weight. But I think it's pump cover takeoff time. We are closing in on the end of the workout here, which means that get that extra little motivation to get over the finish line, which is what I say about pump covers. But we're gonna do some cable side raises, and we're gonna be doing 2 drops. So typically I do 3 drops. This one we're gonna do 2, because you guys know how it is when you're doing fucking lat raises, man. You can't really do a heavy weight, but I'm gonna do 2 different weights, dropping it after 10 reps, so 10 reps of each. Now, I won't lie, the first set here that I did, I wasn't feeling super fatigued after the first drop, but after the second drop, it was a struggle to get to that 10 rep range, which is kind of the objective, right? Because all in all, you should feel fatigued after your first set, but the reality of it is, the purpose of a superset, or in this case, or drop set in this case, is to feel fatigue at the end of the set. So sometimes you might need to do those drops, but again, we want to make sure that we're making every set count and every rep count. So we want to do weights that obviously we're going to feel discomfort with, because as I said, you're not going to experience gains or any sort of growth without discomfort. But let's get this shit done. And I'm doing it from behind the back. Well, unfortunately, I have discovered that this tank top has a stain that must have occurred this morning. So after this set, the pump cover is going to have to go back on. But definitely was feeling it. Perhaps next set that I do, I'm going to increase it to 12 reps. But I'm going to do the same that I did on my right arm to my left arm. So I'm progressing, you know, obviously keeping both arms balanced. But next set, I'll probably do 12. Let's get this done. Definitely was feeling that. Definitely a good drop set, to be fair. You'll notice also I was kind of angling myself and leaning a bit. That way I can get more range of motion, because when I'm just fixated, I'm stuck here, right? But when I'm angling, I can get more motion out of it, right? And that is what I want to do, is really get that full range of motion on these sets. I'm not trying to do full length partials. For this particular exercise, it's all about making sure that I'm getting that full length. But I'm gonna have to go back on because I didn't realize I had this fucking stain. A little annoyed about it, but it's okay. We got one more exercise after this. But just because we're nearing the end of our workout doesn't mean we're gonna half-ass shit. We started strong, we're gonna finish strong. So let's get this shit done. All right, we're gonna work into our last exercise of the day, which is gonna be kind of similar to a drop set. However, it's kind of the opposite of a drop set. It's a raise set. So the first set I'm gonna do is gonna be 12 reps of a full range of motion exercise. And then afterwards, I'm gonna lower the weight or raise the weight. I say lower because you gotta put the freaking thing down. But I'm raising the weight by 2 clicks, which is 60 to 80. And then I'm gonna do full length partials for about 8 reps. So, I mean, I'm gonna be going for that full range and then going higher in weight and doing full length partials, which I think is great. I think it's a good way to throw in a new sort of exercise. It's honestly been something that I haven't done in a very long time, but I used to do this. But I would do 12 reps, 8 reps, and then whatever. But this is definitely gonna be fun to do. I did want to speak upon something because I saw something that fucking blew my mind, okay? Now, first things first, I always tell you guys to let me know what you guys are grateful for in specific, right? But today I'm grateful for the ability to breathe. Breathe. One of the most simple things, something that we overlook all the time, something we don't even think about majority of the time. But I looked online and I seen that this guy passed away. His name's Paul Alexander. And he was in a fucking iron lung for 70 years. 70 years. He passed away at 78. Now, fact check me all you want, but this guy was living in an iron lung. And I'll show an image on the screen here, but this guy was living in this fucking thing for 70 years. Couldn't breathe, couldn't move, and I don't know the whole story, but the reality of it is something that we overlook every single day, which is the ability to breathe. We don't even look at that and be grateful for that. But there's people in the world who can't even fucking breathe. And the reality of it is, man, if we have the capacity to breathe and the capacity to do things that we want to do, we need to fucking do it in memory of him. Because that man didn't have a choice. We have a choice. And we let our inner thoughts, our inner fucking negative beliefs stop us from doing the things that we want to. That's ludicrous. That's ludicrous. And I really need to nail that down, man. But always look for motivation in other people's, lives, man. I mean, this guy, like, fuck, I just feel a whole sense of renewal and realize that all my problems are fucking nothing compared to this guy. And the reality of it is, someone always has it worse than you do. And you gotta remember that, and you gotta remember that there's people who have it worse than what you do and still do the very things that they need to do, regardless of how they're feeling. So remember that, find inspiration in other people. And for Paul Alexander, I'm gonna bang out this fucking set. Shout out him, may he rest in peace. Very, very inspirational. But we're gonna do this, like I said, 12 reps first set, then we're gonna drop I say drop, but we're gonna raise it, and we're gonna do two drops on the fucking cables. So it's gonna be 60 to 80. Gonna do 80 for 8 reps for full length partials, but let's get this shit done. Now we're gonna drop. Honestly, probably should increase the weight, but we'll see how we're feeling after this full length partials here. Yeah, we're gonna increase the weight. That was pretty easy, but we're doing this for 4 sets. That was set number 2. The first set I was fatigued, but it's because I don't rest in between sets. The only real rest I have is when I'm conversing on the camera, and I mean, it's been quite a rest. At the end of the day though, I feel very, very inspired to get through the remainder of this workout and get through with a fucking smile on my face, because I have the ability to breathe and work out, which are 2 things that a lot of people overlook. But enough said. Last exercise of the day. We're gonna finish fucking strong. Shout out Paul Alexander. Let's get this shit done. We have made it home safely. Was a good workout, and also did a little bit of posing at the end. Trying to see the gains and honestly trying to get on top of the content on Instagram with posting more pictures, because your boy's been kind of slacking in that regard, because I feel like it's a little egotistical to post myself. But in reality, you guys want to see the results from what I talk about. And you know, the results are there. I'm not going to hide it, but I don't want to seem full of myself by posting these things. But the reality of it is, man, you know, no one really gives a fuck. And that's me playing with these inner thoughts of what other people think. But the reality of it is, it's you in this world and just you. And the reality of it is, if you're happy with it and you like the post, post it. Don't worry about what other people think. And I'm going to live by that, by posting what I do. But needless to say, guys, hit that sub button if you're new. We are en route to hit 1,000 subscribers by April 1st. Today's March 13th, which means we got a couple more days, or weeks rather. And we're closing in. We are at 831 at the time of this recording. So I appreciate every single one of you guys. Find a little push towards it. We're going to work hard for it. Post as much content as we can to become better all around, physically, mentally, emotionally. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Drop a comment down below what you're grateful for, guys, because at the end of the day, if you're breathing right now, that is something to be grateful for. This guy, I forgot his name, Paul Andrews or whatnot, wouldn't even be able to breathe, man. So, I mean, shout out that guy, fuck a trooper, and, you know, always inspiration and things to look at, because a lot of people don't have what even the smallest things that you take for granted, so remember that. Hit that post notification bell so you guys never miss a video. I kind of speed ran that, but hit that post notification bell so you never miss a video, because at the end of the day, guys, I am posting 5 videos a week, and we are trying to become better, and hopefully you guys get some form of value from these videos. And if so, hit the like button, okay? It doesn't help, sorry, it helps. Anything helps, right? So I appreciate you guys very, very much. Have a blessed day. Get done what you guys need to get done. And guys, find your impetus. Goodbye.